In this tutorial, we will be learning Linger by the Cranberries. The song uses 4 simple chords, and for beginners at least, a fairly complex strumming pattern. So let's look at the chords first. We have a D chord, which goes to A, followed by C, and then a G. Now there are no changes, the same chord progression is played all the way through, nice and easy. If you are unfamiliar with any of these chords, there is a link in the description to my tutorials on beginners chord shapes. So have a look at that if you're not sure of these chords. The strumming is what's called semi-quaver strumming pattern. Semi-quaver strumming patterns are common in songs with relatively slow tempos, but the patterns themselves are quite fast. So let's look a little more closely at the strumming pattern. And I've slowed down the tempo just a little bit to make this easier. When we count the tempo of any song, we simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If we count the tempo of the slowed down version of the Cranberries song, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. For every one of these counts, we are able to strum the guitar 4 times. We might not choose to play all those 4 strums, but we can if we want to. One way to think about these 4 strumming opportunities is to say any 4-syllable word or phrase like Coca-Cola or salt and pepper, and if we repeat that phrase, it outlines what would be the simplest variation of the strumming pattern, where we play every strum. That, to the tempo of the song, would sound like this. Coca-Cola, 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 and so on. A good way to transfer this to the guitar is to mute the strings with the fretting hand so that no strings can ring, and copy this Coca-Cola pattern using a downstroke, an upstroke, and a downstroke and an upstroke. And that's going to sound like this. Simple as that. Now, to make the pattern more interesting, we simply don't hit the strings on every stroke. But as with every strumming pattern, the most important thing is your strumming arm should never stop. Even if you're not intending to hit the strings, it's best to keep your arm moving, because keeping upstrokes and downstrokes in the correct order is very important. That's going to give you a sound like this. Like the strumming pattern which I demonstrated with muted strings, you can play a similar, very varied, ever-changing pattern along with this song. Or you may find it easier to settle on a set pattern that stays the same all the way through. The best option is probably somewhere in the middle, a set pattern which only changes a little now and again throughout the song. So what I would like to do now is to play through the song at full speed. Please join in, play along, see how you manage. After the play along, I will show you a good set pattern, one that stays the same all the way through. You can of course vary this pattern here and there and make it your own. So it's time to grab your guitars and let's play along. I hope you managed to play along okay. If you're finding this strumming pattern very confusing, there is a link in the video description to a slightly simpler but very common strumming pattern. It may be an idea to learn that one before coming back to learn this more complicated strumming pattern. So what we can do now is we can look at a set strumming pattern that you can play through this song. A very quick recap, when we count the beat of the bar, we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the tempo, the pulse, and for every one of those counts we can strum if we want to 4 times. That's a downstroke, an upstroke, and a downstroke and an upstroke. We can strum all of them, we can strum none of them, we can strum some of them. This equates to our Coca-Cola phrase, which defines those 4 strumming opportunities. Now, when we are learning this set strumming pattern, we will keep our strumming arm moving all the time. We won't let it stop, and that will keep our downstrokes and upstrokes aligned and in the order that they should be. So we start with the D chord, and the first 4 strokes that we will play are a down, a down, a down, and an up. And if we start our hand moving, and then we go down, 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 up, just like that. And it goes down, 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 up. And once more time, down, 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 up. The next thing that we do is we tack on another up and another down, and that would make it sound like this. 3, 4, down, 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 up, down, like so. Down, 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 up, down. And to finish off our strumming pattern, we need to do a downstroke, an upstroke, and a downstroke and an upstroke, as if we were saying Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, like that. And that comes on the very last beat of the bar. So that's going to make our entire strumming pattern look like this. 3, 4, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, just like that. Strumming, always when we're learning strumming, it's a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your belly. It can be a bit confusing, you can get a little bit muddled up. The key is slow it down, just like I did in that demonstration. Become familiar with this strumming pattern, and then you can speed it up gradually, perhaps using a metronome or perhaps using some of the play-alongs on this channel. And that gives you your strumming pattern. You can throw in an extra downstroke here and there, throw in an extra upstroke, or leave out some downstrokes or upstrokes. Make it your own, have fun with it. And that's how to play Linger by the Cranberries. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments section. Please like this video and do remember to subscribe for more great guitar content.